Hey guys, this is my Empire EVS review. I've had this mask for around a year now, and I just like to wait a little while before I do a review. That way I know what all the problems are. When I just got this mask, I thought it was the best thing ever, can do no wrong, best mask in the world. I love this thing, like a lot of people you see. And you see guys, they do the reviews after like 1 or 2 uses, and they're like, amazing mask, 10 out of 10, buy it. I feel like no mask is like that, no product is like that. Nothing's perfect. There's always problems. So I like to wait a little bit before doing a review. That way I can tell you what's good, what's bad, what I like, what I don't. So I'm going to start out with the good, what I like. Obviously, the lens. It's humongous, right? You can see everything around you. I went from grills to this mask, so it was like 9 day. I put my grills back on. I felt like I had blinders. I had to sell them because I just couldn't wear them anymore because the EVS is just so much better vision. Another thing I like about them is obviously how they look. They look pretty sweet, right? It reminds me of like the Halo Eva mask, I think it's called, if you guys remember that, if you guys played Halo. Another good thing about it is how you change its lens. It's probably one of my favorites. V-Force has a really good way as well, but you've probably already seen it, but I'll show you anyways. See that? You literally just pull it up, twist it, and then it just pops right up. Super easy, super simple. It's easy to make sure they're locked in. You don't have to force anything. So I really like that. I like the little stand it comes with too. The ear protection on it is pretty good, right? It's got this foam. I don't really like foam ears that much. I don't find them the most comfortable, but there's nothing wrong with them. Oh, actually, there is something wrong with them, so I'll let you know. So on the ears, Empire ears are notorious for doing this. They're fraying. See this? It's just pulling off from the foam, and people are like, oh, it's super easy to glue. Well, I shouldn't have to glue it. And I have glued it before, and it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look as good. It will fix it. It won't like fall apart, but it's pretty bad, right? My $160 or $200 after lens mask or whatever I paid for it should not be fraying at the ears after 1 year of use, and it's not even my main mask the whole time because I got a Avaya with Send, which I like more. So this isn't even my main mask, and it's fraying here at the ears, at the bottoms as well. Also, another thing I don't like about the ears, now that we're talking about it, it's kind of hard to show you guys, so this is awkward. See these holes? Well, there's holes on the other side. And between the two sides, there's like this mesh in between it to like really protect your ears. I feel like that's totally unnecessary and it just makes it harder to hear. So if I was them, I would just get rid of that thing altogether. And then this huge logo, I'd just bring these holes up more so you can hear more, because that's a little bit of a problem. It's not a huge problem. I can hear still, but not as good as other masks I've owned. So these holes should be bigger, or not even bigger, just more of them, and they shouldn't have that mesh lining between them. But maybe then they don't pass the safety certifications. Alright, I just realized I went into stuff I hate, but I'm not done telling you guys stuff I like. So, the foam, money. See this foam? There's that tri-density or whatever. They got like a rubber one that attaches to the plastic so it doesn't tear. Then they have the super soft foam, and then they have like this felt foam, which like molds to your face, and it's really soft and it feels really comfortable. The only thing I don't like about it is when you squish it down, it might like fold in on itself, but you don't really notice that unless you cinch the mask down really tight, and I don't do that. The nose is good too, and it's replaceable, so that's good. Thumbs up on the phone. So I was talking about before how much I like the lens. There is a problem with the lens though, and I found this with like all the Empire masks I use. Maybe it's just the way they design their lenses and how I am, but I've had them fog up on me before. People will be like, well, yeah, you're on an indoor field. That's where they're fogging. Well, it's $200. It shouldn't be fogging, period, right? Or you need to buy a new lens. Well, they're pretty much new when they're fogging, so that's not it either. I just think it's the Empire lenses in general, because I've had Events fog on me, eFlex, ProFlex, all Empire products. I've had their mask fog on me when I'm at this indoor field, or if it's like humid out. And I've had other masks where they don't fog. So that's just a detractor for the EVS, right? Their lenses, if you're a big sweaty guy like me, might fog on you, and that's like the biggest reason, like that's the worst thing about a mask. Over comfort, over everything. If your mask is fogging, you can't see, that's the worst, right? It's terrible. I've had it also fog in scenario games where I have it on for like 3 hours at a time. And there's other masks that won't do that. So I do think that's like a detraction from this mask. Another thing, biggest thing, because it doesn't fog in speedball, and that's what I primarily do. So the biggest thing for me is talking. There's not very many vents on this thing, and on the side there's these big 3 windows and then tiny holes, just tiny ones, and they should be a lot bigger, like other masks. Like The EVF. I'm sorry, the event. See those slots? They're considerably bigger than these tiny holes. So I really wish they had a lot more holes, and if they went all the way up or something, like they need more ventilation in the front for breathing, one, but for talking. When I'm yelling, I just hear it ringing back in my ears. There's no ventilation, so when you're yelling, it just all goes back to your ears. It's really loud, and that sucks. I don't like that. So that's why I switch masks, because it's hard to talk through these. Okay. Another thing about this mask is it is expensive. I get high-end masks are expensive, but there's cheaper masks which I think are better. So honestly, I don't see any reason to buy this mask unless you just want the biggest mask out there that will protect the most of your face while still being high-end and also make JT full head bullshit. Then I'd go for the EVS, but honestly, there's better masks out there, such as the Profiler, the BioAscend, the Grills, the i4s. If you have a small head, they're cheap now because i5s came out. ProFlex, even though they fog on me, but they're breathable and you can talk really well and they're customizable, so that's cool. To conclude, I want to buy an EVS. I'd buy one of the cheaper masks that I think are better. And if you have a big head and you want to buy a mask that's really big, just buy eFlex. eFlexes are huge too. But honestly, end of the day, the best thing to do is go to your local field, try on all the masks, get people's opinions on them, and just buy the mask that's most comfortable for you. That's in your price range, of course. So I almost forgot. I'm going to try the mask on to show you guys what kind of profile it has on my head and how it sounds when I talk. So I'm a big guy. I have a big head. My head is 7 7/8, just to let you guys know. Pretty big, just for reference. But this is how the mask fits. That's how I sound when I talk. I guess I'm talking a little bit louder. It's hard to tell because it's echoing back in my ears. But, yeah. How the mask looks. As you can see, you can still see my jaw. Can't see my ear at all, but that's my jaw. So it's not going to protect your jaw. I guess I could wear the mask lower, but then it's kind of plugging my nose, and you can still hit my jaw. Bottom of my chin as well. So while the mask is big, it's kind of bigger. It's bigger up here, where the lens is. Up here it kind of cuts down pretty aggressively, which I like. I prefer. I don't care about the jaw protection. But for someone that does, it cuts pretty dramatically, so you can still see the jaw if you're a bigger guy. Just to let you guys know, that's what the mask is like. Thanks for watching my video. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know your comments. I know people love the EVS. I want to hear good things about it, bad things about it. Yeah, let me know if there's any other videos you want to see.